Hi guys, welcome back to Fat Boys RC. How's it going out there in the real world? How's you doing? Before we start the video, like and subscribe. And remember, if you want to know anything about these products, just drop me a line on the old comments and I'll try and answer all the questions. Right, recently as I was contacted by GT Power and I've done a couple of the videos on their fan and their base charger. This is another one of the offerings on their chargers, which is the TD610 Pro touchscreen charger. Now this looks like a nifty little charger. It's a 10 amp 100 watt charger, so that means it will charge up to a 10,000 milliamp hour battery. As a general rule of thumb, is 1 amp per 1000 milliamp hour. Anyway, what we'll do, we'll get this open, we'll have a look what's in the box. Okay, let's have a look, shall we? So the packaging now starts, a few little lists on the back. It's got the AC power of 100 volts, 240 volts, and DC 10 to 18 volts. So this has actually got a DC input, so you can actually charge it, use it to charge off of a car battery or an external power source when in the field. This does the LiPo batteries, lithium ion batteries, lithium ferrous batteries, does nickel metal hydrides and NiCad batteries as well. And it will do to 1 to 6S on a LiPo, which is quite nice for a little charger because most of them are normally 1 to 4S. It'll do 1 to 14S for your NiCads as well, your nickel metal hydrides. So let's have a look, shall we? So this is how it comes from the puzzle box. Nice shiny packaging. Whip it open, as we like to. Ooh, it's got a little placky bag in there. So we open up our little placky bag, and what we got? Now, initially, feels good, feels solid. Got a bit of protection film on the screen there. Peel that off. Right, so we've got a 4-inch display there. Let's have a look. What can we say? So we've got a single channel with a positive and negative. You might notice these plugs on the side. These are for your balanced leads, and a balanced charge is the best way to charge a LiPo battery and the safest way to charge a LiPo battery. So we go 2, 3, 4, and 6S there. So all these ports are for, you've got 2 there for 6S and then 4, 3, 2. So the balance lead on your battery will have a corresponding amount of pins going there. So your battery connects there, connects through the balance port there. That gives you safe reading as the battery is charging. On the other side here, we've got an input for the DC power. We've also got an input for the AC power, which is what goes to your plug. Then on the front, we've got a nice little addition of a stylus for the screen on a little magnetic panel that allows you to keep the stylus on there. I'd say be careful with that because it could be lost, obviously, and then you have to use your finger. And I know these things aren't going to be as responsive with your finger as the others. So what else do we get in our package? A sticker. Got to have a GT Power sticker. Makes your charger work better. Right, so if we open the packaging, there's a fair few leads in here. This one, being in the UK, has come with a UK 3-pin plug. I'm sure in your country, or wherever you are around the world, you will get the correct one for your country. The nice thing about pretty much all GT chargers is they come with cabling. I've got a few chargers, things like the Sky RC T100, T200. They don't come with cables, they just come with their standard power lead. So what do we have in here? We've got a Futaba charging lead, a glow plug charging lead for you nitro boys. We've got here crocodile clips to a Dean's female. Not 100% sure why you'd have crocodile clips to a Dean's female, but there's some form of charging over there. Then, of course, we've got the positive and negative cable to the standard Dean's, which is the connection cable for most batteries with a Dean's connector. Obviously, if you haven't got a Dean's connector, you're going to need some sort of adapter. This is a nice little addition. This is the JST charger. Now, this is a battery from a UDI, which uses the JST connector, and you just literally plug that one in, plug that into your Dean's cable, and you'll be able to charge your little UDI batteries off this kind of thing, or batteries for, say, FlySky remote control transmitters. They have a JST battery sometimes in them as well. Then, of course, we've got the all-important This is the DC input cable. So basically the DC input cable goes into the side of the charger, connects the positive and negative power source, say on a battery or on your generator, or whichever way you're thinking of putting a DC current through this when you're out in the field. Goes up to 18 volts. So you've got some nice charging leads there. And again, those would normally be sort of £3, £4, £5 options for extra leads. Now this charger in the UK retails at around about £75 to £80. It is a single channel 100 watt charger, 10 amp, but it's got a few tricks up its sleeves that other chargers in that sort of price bracket wouldn't have. One of them being the touchscreen, of course, and the next lot is a bit more in depth. So what I'll do, I'll zoom you in, because you love a zoom in, don't you? I know you love a zoom in. You love to do it, don't you? I'm going to do that. I'm going to put you in a zoom in on there. Nice. Then I'll get a battery. We'll connect the battery up and have a little play with some of the settings, and I'll try and get the screen on screen as much as I can, because obviously it's an LCD screen. It's going to be dull on the mobile camera. It'll be a lot brighter in real life. So anyway, I'm going to get a battery now, and we'll have a play. We'll turn this on. We'll plug it in. We'll beep it up, and right. So keep watching. It's going to be cool. Well, it's going to be a charger. Anyway, let's do that. Right, so here we are, zoomed right in, and as you can see, we've powered her up. And as you can see on the screen, there are lots of different functions available. Now, I'll grab the stylus here. What you can see along there, you've got a memory function. So if you click on the memory function, it will show you things maybe you've charged before and has been stored. So you've got like LiPo 2S 7.4 volt, fast. And you can actually store settings for each battery. Now that's great. Obviously, if you're in a hurry, you're out on track or whatever, you can actually use your preset to charge your battery. Here, you've got the battery type indicator. So if you click on that, you can sort between LiPo, lithium-ion, LiHV, LiFe, and then you've got your NiCad, nickel metal hydride, and your PBs. You've got the charge button there, and you can do discharge, charge, or cycle on nickel metal hydride. You put it onto LiPo, you can do store, fast charge, balance, discharge, charge, and test. Obviously, if you want to keep a battery charged between charges, between use, you store a LiPo. You can fast charge if you want without going with the balance. You can use a balance charge, which is always the best way to charge a LiPo battery. You can discharge if you want to totally discharge the battery, and then you can just do a standard charge or test the actual battery itself. The next one you got along, you see it says 2S 7.2 volt, which is odd. You can change this here all the way up to 6S. Again, if you're on nickel metal hydride, go all the way up to 14S. Then you've got all your voltage there, which you can set depending on your battery, of course. You've got settings, and there you've got the general settings for save settings, brightness of the screen. So if you want a nice bright screen, you've got that. You've got the key beep volume. You've got the colour style, so you can change the colour style. Not sure what it's actually changing, but we'll leave it on white. Then you've got the safety protect systems, safety time cutoff, temperature cutoff, all the usual sort of things like there. You've got the system, so you've got the language, factory restore, all the usual setups on there as well. And then obviously you've got your start button. Now for this, at the moment, we're going to charge a LiPo battery. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get me a LiPo battery out. Now I've got a 5,000 milliamp hour 2S 7.4 volt. So I am going to need for that my Dean's charging cable, which is here. Now if we look at the side of the actual charger. We connect these thus, so the red obviously goes to the red, the black goes to the black, and that's as simple as charging that, plugging that in. Then we're going to connect up our Dean's connector, which is usual, flat to flat. And then we're going to plug in our balance lead. Now, a balance lead, depending on which version it is, this is a 2S. So we're going to go into the 2S port, which is there, plug that in. That's our battery plugged in. Now, if you're charging a LiPo battery, you should really be doing this in some sort of battery safe or in a battery pack. Right, so that's our 2S there. So we go down here, we're going to select our battery type. So we'll go nickel metal hydride, we'll change that to LiPo. Right? We'll change the cell count to, well, it's actually on 2S, so if we change it to 3, put it back to 2, there you go, confirm that. And we've got our voltage. Now this is a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. So you want to set that to 5 amps, which it is set to 5 amps, confirm. Okay, then we just go start. That will now start charging the battery, and it will start giving us general readouts here as to the health of the battery. So you've got the time charging, the status, which says charge, the internal 15.92, the cutout set to that. As you can see, the little graph is starting to generate information. This tells us over here all the different settings we've got. We can turn on and off all the settings, and this will show you how the battery is charging. Now, those settings on a standard smaller charger are not really available. So if you've got something like the SD4, which we looked at the other day, which is the smaller sort of 50 amp charger from GT Power, which is a very good little charger, can charge nickel metal hydrides and LiPos up to 4S, you're stepping right up. Now I see this charger in the sort of place, like for me, for instance, it would be when I go to the racetrack, it's a charger to carry with me in my tool case so that I can charge batteries between races. If you want something really powerful that's a bit big to carry at home, you can go up to their X2 Pro type charger, which I will be doing a review on because GT Power sent me one of those as well, and that has become my main charger because it is that impressive. But this one with a little touch screen, all the extras, the fact that it can go to 6S on LiPo, which is rare, it can do a 10,000 milliamp hour battery, and it's got a 100-watt channel. This makes this a great little charger. And although at the £77-ish, 75 to £80 mark, it's about £30 more expensive than, say, something like the Sky RC T100. This has got features that the Sky RC hasn't. This has got the discharge on the battery sort of system. This has also got the recycle, so you can actually cycle a NiCad battery or nickel metal hydride battery to recharge it, whereas the T100 doesn't have that kind of setting. So this one itself is a bit more of an advanced charger, which warrants the money. Obviously the nice bright touch screen and all the cabling and everything, it does actually warrant the £80-ish mark that it is at. I definitely recommend this charger for someone looking for a sort of mid-range decent charger to carry with them, and the bonus of the DC input is excellent. So anyway, GT100 charger, I'll leave that charging now, and we'll come back and have a look once it's charged. As we're charging this battery, if we stop it, we can actually switch between store, fast, balance, discharge. So if we change that to balance charge, tell it to start, you'll see that it's actually telling us cell health on the battery as well. So it's telling me that they're sort of relatively balanced at 4.2 volts each, which means the battery is almost charged. So a balanced charged battery is a safe way to go because it will actually tell you the cell health as well. Right, the battery is now charged. As you can see, it's come up on the screen. Charge complete. Press OK. Ready to go. So What do we think? Nice little compact charger with a good colour display. Just what you need if you're going to be running a LiPo battery. It's a bit of a step up from your standardised type 50 amp type charger, and it's a nice stopgap if you're looking to go between that and a big charger. It's also a brilliant charger if you want it out in the field when you're racing. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. I hope you like it. Like and subscribe, and go out and buy a GT Power 610. I'll drop a link below.